The narcissists live in a completely delusional fantasy land in which they are God. They've appointed themselves as God. Now, if these people had any power in real life, I don't think they would need to create a fantasy world in which they are the ruler. So it just shows you how little power they do have. And by interacting and engaging in this world that they have created, you are actually co-signing their mental illness. So the only thing you can do is leave and never look back, because by continuing to participate, you are essentially telling them that they are God, because you continue to come back, you're making them the God in your world as well. So you've got to run and go as far as possible and never entertain any interactions with them. It's like, why would you entertain anything with someone who's in full-on delusion? Then you're participating in the delusion by doing that, so you have to just leave. You cannot support anything in this world. You have to just leave, so it shows them that their world does not exist to you. So, the rest of us who are in reality are in a completely different world than these people are in. They've created their own illusion because they have so little power in reality. Most of them, contrary to popular belief, actually just work in regular jobs. There are some that they say, they're powerful CEOs and they make it so far because of their lack of emotion. But, for instance, the ones that I've dealt with were not doing anything spectacular. They really were just regular people, just in a deluded world to where everyone is supposed to, kiss their ass and this and that, but they weren't doing anything super spectacular or running a company or anything. One of them was a teacher, and it was like his mom overvalued him and babied him, and so I guess he thought everyone else was supposed to just be totally deluded and put him up on a pedestal like how his mom did. A lot of them are mama's boys. That's another thing I noticed. And I'm not really following the whole thing that they were abused when they were younger. The few that I knew were not abused. Well, I guess they were on the opposite side of the spectrum. They were more on the overvalued side. So, from the research I've done, they basically say they were either undervalued or overvalued, so I think they were more on that spectrum. But I could see if you're abused and then you turn into an abuser, but these ones that I met were not abused as far as I can see. So I think that's the difficult part for most people is, well, for most logical, rational thinking people that don't live in delusion, we try to make sense of things, and that's where you end up in this kind of Rubik's Cube, because you're like, well, that doesn't make any sense, and you're looking for whys, and I would suggest not trying to do that, because then you're going to just torture yourself. Just use logic and say, okay, well, this is how they are. This is just what it is. The person is abusive. It's not my job to figure out why they're abusive. They just are. So that's what it is. You know what I'm saying? So It's not up to me to figure out all of life's, why is this person this, and go into their whole psychology and figure out. No, I mean, they just are what they are. If they didn't come from an abusive family, then, they just became an abuser for whatever reason they did, and that's what they're doing. I mean, their mind is basically corrupted. Their mind is diseased, that it's almost like they're like possessed by the devil. I mean, they're demonic. So, I mean, you don't engage with someone like this. These people are extremely dangerous. So the best thing to do is just get as far away from it as possible. Do not participate in the delusion. And you'll find that once you cut all these cockroaches out of your life, your health starts improving. You start thinking more clearly. You can put all of that toxic energy that was taking up space in your mind toward productivity. Once you clear out all of this toxic energy, it's amazing how much you're going to blossom and how much you're going to grow. It's like a flower. You're going to just shoot up. You know what I'm saying? Like once you get rid of all that, it's like poison. It's like you're a flower that was being poisoned, and now you cut out the poison and you can get the correct nutrients into your system, and you've cut out all of the sickness and toxicity. You're going to be amazed at how much you're going to grow. So keep pushing forward, and hope everyone has a wonderful day, and just cut these narcs out of your life.